So this is Disco. Disco is a 5-month-old silken windhound puppy. And Disco, like many other puppies, struggles a little bit with loose leash walking. She likes to pull on the leash. So I thought I would show you guys what is working so well for Disco right now, which is a positive reinforcement-based training technique where we focus on teaching her what to do, what we want her to do. So I've got a couple of tools here. I've got a pocket full of high-value treats that Disco really likes. If your puppy is brand new at this or doesn't have a lot of food drive, you want to use something that's super yummy like hot dog chunks or chicken or maybe some cheese or even some peanut butter, xylitol free on a spoon. Disco's very food motivated and she hasn't had dinner yet, so we're using her kibble. I've also got a 4-foot leash, and then I've got a martingale collar, which is comfy and fits her well and she can't slip out of it. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing I like to teach a puppy when I'm loose leash walking is where I want them to be. And that rule is really up to you. So if you want your puppy to walk on the right, that's fine. If you want your puppy to walk on the left, that's fine. I like my puppy to walk on the left, so that's what we'll do. It's awfully hot out here. It's late afternoon, so she's pooped. But so it's actually a great time to walk a puppy. So what I'll do is I will get her on the left. Disco. And once she's here, I'm going to mark this. And mark means I want to tell her that she's doing the right thing and give her a treat. Yes. Good girl. Yes. So different people mark differently. Some people say good girl or good boy. Some people use a clicker. Basically, a marker is just a way of concisely communicating to your dog that they did the behavior that you're looking for. In my case, I use yes because I'm a klutz and I drop a clicker, and because it's very short and consistent, and I can kind of hit the exact moment she does the right thing very easily with the word yes. So I'm defining my proper position as just kind of on my left side. I'm not doing a formal obedience heel, so for you people out there who are like, that's not exactly right. No, I just want nice manners, so that's what I'm rewarding right now. So Disco. Yes. And when we start this, I'm going to keep the treats in front of her nose. I'm going to lure her. And every couple of steps I take, I'm going to give her a treat for doing the right thing because she's walking nicely with me. I'm going to load up my hand. You might notice that I've got the leash looped around my right hand so I can keep my left hand free for treats. That makes it a lot easier on you than having to treat with your right hand and bend over your body and be awkward and trip over yourself. So leash around the right hand, my dog's on the left side, my treats are on the left side. So she's gonna get treats in front of her nose and a treat every couple steps. Yes. Yes. Get the idea. So when a puppy's really new, you want a high rate of reward, and by that I mean you want to treat them constantly. You want to give them lots of feedback that they're doing the right thing so they know what it is they're supposed to do. As the puppy gets better at this, and Disco is much better at this, you might not treat them quite as often. Maybe you'll leave the hand down in front of their nose, but you'll only treat them every 5 steps or every 10 steps. As they get even better at it, you might kind of keep your hand up near your core and bring it down just kind of occasionally to get their attention and to treat them. So I'm going to do that with Disco now. Disco! Yes. 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 Okay. So then the next thing is, what do you do when the puppy's pulling? So, I mean, it's really great if you can keep that attention on you all the time, but realistically, eventually, you're going to stop treating so often and the puppy's going to get distracted. Puppies see, you hear a loud noise, good girl. Or they see a cat run by, or there's a neighbor walking dogs that are straining at yours and barking. That's never happened. So how to deal with that when the puppy's pulling? Disco's pretty pooped, so I'm going to see if I can get her to pull. So she's straining. What I want to do is I want to walk the opposite way and get her attention. Yes. And once she stops pulling on the leash, I want to mark that and I want to give her a treat. Now I instinctively brought her around my left side to reward her, which is great, which you eventually want to do. But if your puppy's really new at this, you might want to mark and reward the moment they give into the leash pressure. And then as they get a little bit better, reward them for coming back to you, and then reward them for coming to the side. You can always fade the rewards later. When a puppy's learning, you want to give them lots of reinforcement. Swipe. All right, so I'm going to show you one more time what I do when puppy pulls. And when you're walking a puppy on a street and they're young and they're distractible, they're going to pull a lot. Don't feel discouraged. It happens. You just have to be patient. Yes. Good girl. Okay. So other exercises you can do with a puppy who's new at loose leash walking. You want to vary your pace and vary your direction and get them used to paying attention to you, even when you're doing those things. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to throw in some turns with Disco. I'm going to teach her to turn with me to the right and with me to the left. So she's pulling, so I'm going to walk away from her, get her attention, bring her back to heel and treat her. Yes, good girl. And now we're going to practice the turns. Yes. Yes. So teaching her to turn away. Now initially you want the treat in front of their nose. And as they get better at it, you'll fade that treat. So treat in front of the nose, throw in a turn, yes. As they get better at it, maybe put their hand out. Yes. And then later on, they don't need that anymore. You love those treats I put in the grass. Good girl. Right here. Yes. So now I'm going to show you how to turn toward her. Now start with a treat. Turn toward her. Yes. Yes. And then the other thing is vary your pace. So I'm going to run away with Disco. Okay. Yes. Disco. Disco. Yes. This way. Yes. And then also practice going slowly. Disco. Slow. Yes. All right. So yes. So if your puppy is, when I got Disco, she's obviously really confident now. She's good with people. She's good with other dogs. We can practice loose leash walking anywhere. But when you first get your puppy, you might notice that they're not used to the collar or leash, or maybe they're a little scared to be out of your house in your front yard. So I would recommend, keep expectations low initially. When you get them home, maybe go sit in your front yard and just get them used to wearing the leash. Give them treats when people walk by. You don't have to have them meet those people. Just leave those people in the street, leave those dogs in the street, sit up by your house. Just kind of watch things go by. Give them rewards for just kind of sitting and observing and getting used to their leash. And then as they get more confident with that, take them on really short little leash walks. Maybe practice in your driveway for a minute here and there. Just treat every couple steps with a high value treat. Birds are having fun in our yard like 10 feet away. And then as they get more confident, they're having a lot of fun in our yard. As they get more confident, you might walk up and down the cul-de-sac. And you might treat a little less. Disco and I get to go on full walks now for the most part, and she does awesome, but you have to work toward that. So I hope this video helped, and I hope you enjoyed Disco, and have a good one.